got a quick turnaround back for game 2. Time for the national anthem. All right, we're set for our second game of the evening. This one between another team out of Edmonton, Edmonton Nighthawks. And they will take on the New Xtreme, New Tecumseth Xtreme from Ontario, just north of Toronto. And we didn't change our scoreboard, Mr. Scott. So let's do that now. We can leave Edmonton up there. Well, we've got to change that to New Tech. And we'll clear the board. All right, not a lot of time in between games to make all these changes. Plus trying to write out some rosters. I've got lots of excuses. No problem at all. This is New Tech in the black and the red. Edmonton in the predominantly white jerseys. We're underway. Edmonton behind the goal. This is Cameron Brzezinski. Couldn't get it out, kept in by Mayolino. New Tech. They'll bring it in over the blue line. Poke check. There's a 2-on-none shaping up. Quick pass up ahead. Offside. Shooting it anyway was Jamel Watson. They had a 2-on-none. Tried to feed Watson. Got in a little bit ahead of the play. And the whistle went. Great opportunity there. 2 players from Edmonton in behind the New Tech defense. New Tech stopped at center, turning, dumping it in. Ian Downs just gets it in over the blue line. They'll control it down into the corner. York gives it up to Downs. Back to York, hopped over his stick into the corner. Getting there first is New Tech. York working it along the boards, working it up along the boards, back at the point. The shot came in wide of the goal from Mitch Livingston. Into the center, that shot blocked, didn't get through as York was set up in the slot. Hustling back is Hogarth for New Tech, up at the blue line. He'll bring it out. This gets to the blue line and clears it in, and diving for it was Jack Burkett. Richardson. Burgess gets it back to the point, kept in there by Matson. Burgess got to it first, threw it in front. New Tech with the best chances so far, other than that one breakout by Edmonton that they kind of botched. New Tech will bring it right back in again. Here's Matson. Tried to pass it back, went behind his teammate, and Edmonton will get it and clear it down, and Edmonton needs to get a change in, and they do. All 5 players head to the bench. Off a stick and into the Edmonton bench. We get a whistle. Face off just outside the New Tech blue line. 2:30 gone here in the first period. First of two periods we will play. Shot in by Isley. Backhanded wide by Ursuluk. Down the floor it comes. Back to get it. Schaufler gave it away. Ospachuk with a chance. That shot hit some bodies in front. Did not get through to the goal, but it'll be kept in, at least momentarily, by New Tech. And they still keep it in. A shot on goal. Save is made. Well, we get a moment. Let's mention the goaltender for Edmonton, Chris Kerr, number 31. We'll get you the New Tech goaltender in just a moment. Again, doesn't get through. Pouncing on the loose ball, Scott Doran. Doran across the floor. That's stolen. Maialino. Drop pass. Shot. Save is made. Nickel was set up by Maialino. Back at the point. Pelota. Pelota shot right on goal. Save made by Kerr, and he will hold on. Tyler Richardson, by the way, in goal for New Tech. Right from the faceoff, the ball went up into the mesh, so they will redo it. Down to the left of Chris Kerr in goal for Edmonton. Nickel won it cleanly, back to the point to Hogarth. That shot, save made by Kerr. That was Livingston at the left point, let that one fly. Kept in, here's Livingston again, a shot. That one goes over the top of the goal. Kerr quick to clear it. And a good breakout here by Edmonton. They'll bring it in over the blue line. Watson, this time he's onside. Watson trying to get it out in front, taken away by New Tech. And turning back into his own end and forced back a little bit further is Justin Maialino. Long stretch pass right up at center. Met there by Chris McKay was Ian Downs. Downs continues on. Tried to throw it out in front. It goes to the far boards. Can they get it out? No, they cannot. New Tech will hold it in. McKay in behind the goal. Two New Tech players in on him. He's got his foot on the ball. There's going to be a penalty. Referee's arm goes up. It looks like a roughing call. We'll go against Chris McKay of Edmonton. He was in there against two New Tech players. Two for roughing. McKay goes to the penalty box. It's been almost all New Tech so far with 4 minutes, 46 seconds gone here in the first. And now they'll go on the power play. Palana comes back to Palana into the middle. A shot went off a stick as Maialino let it fly. Went out of play. Last touched by New Tech. Which means faceoff comes outside the blue line. They'll have to gain the offensive zone once again by getting it in over the blue line the old-fashioned way. They win the faceoff. Pallotta will leave it. Maialino did not come in over the blue line. They'll have to try again. Maialino will try the other side. Now it's in. Back to Maialino. Pallotta. Maialino. Working around down low. Look back for Pallotta. Can't get the shot away off a stick. As Ian Miller got a stick on that, and the ball went up into the ceiling here at the Huntington Hills. We haven't had a chance to mention since we came into the second game. We are at the Huntington Hills Arena in Calgary, Alberta. And these are the Canadian Ball Hockey Association National Championships, but you knew that. Pallotta. He'll get the return pass back to Maialino. We'll try the other side. To Nixon. Up to Maialino. Down low. Hopped over the stick of Nixon. He's got it again. To York. Maialino can't shoot it. Gets a return pass from Pallotta. That deflected wide of the goal. Under a minute to go in the power play. York. Nixon. Maialino. York. Right in front. Save made. Rebound is there. Nixon's on it. Good save by Kerr that time. He's been busy. Maialino with a shot. Another save. Rebound was there. It was a juicy one. Oh, and I believe that's York looking skyward. And it is number 19. It was right there, but the rebound came out in his feet. Couldn't get his stick on it. Couldn't bang it home. 31 seconds to go in the man advantage. They change up the power play. Back to the point now. It's Livingston, I presume. And the shot comes in from MacArthur, and the save is made. MacArthur has New Tech win the faceoff. We'll get the return pass. Livingston, MacArthur. Back to MacArthur. Diagonal pass down low. MacArthur with a shot. Save made by Kurz. He dropped down into the butterfly. Went off his pads. It's cleared down the floor. It was shot before the penalty had expired, so no flooring. So a penalty kill by Edmonton, their best penalty killer, the goaltender. Downs dumps it in. It's in behind the goal. Burkett. Josh Burkett. To Nixon, back to Burkett, back to Nixon. He had the open net, the pass was in his feet. Now a breakout chance for Edmonton. Shot goes wide of the goal. Penalty coming up though. It'll be roughing as the player was knocked down after he shot the ball. That was Zach Henry for Edmonton. Comes with 12:27. Have to go in the first period. We'll take a quick break and be right back. Edmonton on the power, on the power play. They've spent most of this period in their own end, but they've got a chance here to do something with the man advantage. Getting to it first, though, was Hogarth. Doesn't get it out. Now Edmonton has it in a bad pass off a stick, kept in. Watson is out there, back at the point. Verdi, shot that time off the goaltender Richardson. Here's the first save he's had to make. Nickel threw it through the crease. McKay. That was Brzezinski, rather, the number 8 for Edmonton. Backhand, they score! Nothing going right. You get a power play, and Brennan Evans, number 10, bangs it home. Let's get back out of that. Let's get. Here's the power play. There's the shot. The save is made, but that rebound is there. Forehand, backhand. Evans knocks it home. Still working on the new software for the power plays, or for the replays. Power play, replay. 1-0. Let's move on. Yeah, it's been all New Tech really up to this point, but it is 1-0 for Edmonton as they take advantage of their opportunity. Here comes New Tech. Onside. Lost it. Play a little scrambly right now. Coming up with it is Nixon backing up in his own end. As New Tech try and get themselves organized. Foot pass down the floor. No flooring. Whoa! And that's going to be a penalty. Both players racing after the ball. It wasn't going to get over the goal line, and the Edmonton player knocked down from behind. That was Jared Isley. A ill-advised penalty there by New Tech. No need of that one at all. Tanner Crummy gone to the penalty box. I'm not sure if that was an intentional shove or he just was catching up to the Edmonton player and they got their feet tangled. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Well, Edmonton scored on their first power play chance. Hamila. He'll shoot it in wide of the goal. And that's sent back the other way. Hamila. Likes to just dump it in. They'll go into forecheck. On it first is Brzezinski. Brzezinski into the corner. Watson. Hamila. Back to Watson. Hamila. Pass was on his backhand side. Couldn't one-time it. That pass missed the mark. Went into the corner. On it first. It's Livingston up along the boards. Can't get it out. Hamila. Wants to shoot it. Can't. Watson threw it in front. That was on goal. Save was made by Richardson, and the ball goes out of play. Face-off won by New Tech. That'll allow them to get it down the floor. Nickel dumping it down. Back to pick it up from his goaltender is Tyson Darcy. Leaves it for Schaufler. As Edmonton has changed up their power play. Schaufler pass in between the feet of his teammate. Back it goes, and now Darcy was lollygagging it going back, and bench had to yell at him to hustle. As there was a New Tech player on his tail, New Tech retreats to the blue line. It's brought in, back of the point, Schaufler. To Darcy, back to Schaufler. They come here on the near side. Having a look around, McKay tried to pass it across and it went off a stick and up and out of play. Just 8 seconds left in the power play. 8:52 to go in the period. Edmonton get in a last second change. Miller will be waved out. In to take it, Dan Cordier, and face-off won by New Tech down the floor, and that'll do it. Penalty's over. And we've got a New Tech player injured. They need down in front of the goaltender, and nobody touched him. He was running towards the goal, and looks like he's grabbing his right knee. There was no contact there. He just, I think, turned and twisted the knee. The pass came across in front of the goal, and he was just reaching for it, was turning to go back the other way, and he went down very quickly. Comes with 8:36 to go here in the first period. Edmonton leading it 1-0. And as they attend to the New Tech player, we'll take another quick break and be right back. And they are taking the player to the dressing room. He's not putting any weight at all on that right knee. So an unfortunate incident there. Again, there was no contact with the New Tech player in front of the goal. That was a case of turning, and either the foot stuck and didn't turn, or just something gave way in that right knee. Long chat happening over at the Edmonton bench, the official and the coaching staff, but whatever that was has been resolved. 5-on-5. New Tech control it from the face-off. Pallotta cleared it in. Kelly back to Pallotta. Shot went off the leg of Dan Cordero, sorry. You remember that from a couple of years ago. Players are becoming familiar as we move along. Remember them from previous championships. But it has been a couple of years. Long shot, wide of the goal. Rebound was there, and that hit the outside of the goal. Set on the mesh momentarily. It is loose in the crease and finally cleared away. Not out, kept in by New Tech. They'll turn. And a shot by Maialino. Didn't get through. Goes back to Maialino. He's poke checked. Collision along the boards. Both officials with their arms in the air. Penalty coming up to Edmonton, and it will be number 10, Brendan Evans. Not much doubt when both officials throw their arm in the air. Another power play for New Tech. They trail it 1-0. We've got Maialino. Well, we've also got a timeout called by New Tech. As our camera goes for a little tip. Quickly recovered. 7:30 to go, first period. Power play coming up for New Tech. They trail it 1-0. They want to talk this one over. Well, the talking is over. So they are finished talking it over. Bryce Ospachuk, player back of the blue line, who will quarterback this one. The ball comes right to him, right on cue, and he switches. Mylino now back at the top. Nixon. Mylino down low, tried to get it to Kelly. Kelly battling along the boards, back to Mylino, swinging over the other side for Nixon. Nixon, Mylino. Ospachuk. Kelly comes back to Mylino at the point. Kelly, as they work it down lower and lower, but can't get a shot away. Ospachuk back to Mylino. Shot over the top of the goal. Nixon holds it in along the far boards, back to Mylino. Still a minute 12 to go in the power play. Mylino threw it in front. Ospachuk steps in, sliding out to block it. A great defensive play. Get it in front and can't get a shot on goal. Mylino. Ospachuk, shot, scores! Whoop. As we just get the tail end of that after he scored. Didn't hit the replay button fast enough. That one's on me, folks. But all those opportunities, and it didn't look like a great chance. Well, just a quick shot, low, stick side. Don't think Kerr really saw it all that well, and we are tied at 1 as the teams trade power play goals. Watson threw it in front, nobody home, goes to the far boards. On it is Matson for New Tech. Hits it along the boards and out it comes. Now racing after it. Downs getting free, got a shot away, not the one he wanted. Save was made. Downs has it again. Threw it in front, diving towards the front of the goal was Travis Parkin. Couldn't get a stick on it, couldn't catch up to it. Watson throws it in deep. Back to get it, Brzezinski. And the ball comes out. Bob Gacko. To Henry. Henry will dump it into the corner. Henry in forechecking. Ball comes loose, kept in, shot. Weak one from well outside. Easy save for Richardson. We're down to 5:08 to go here in the first. Cleared in by New Tech. They come up with it, throw it down into the corner. Bobbing and weaving down there is Cam Nickel. Gets it to the front of the goal, backhand just wide. That was a great move by Nickel to get himself out in front. His backhand just missed. Ryan Sallows tried to play it out. It goes out of play. Face-off will come just outside the New Tech blue line. 1-1 tie, first period. Nickel could move on it. Cross floor pass picked up off the boards by Kelly. Kelly holds up. Kelly drops it back. Pallotta. Shot. Ricocheted, went just wide. That didn't miss by a whole lot. Nickel is all over the place out there right now. Gets it in front. Kelly's shot doesn't get through. It's kept in though. Great play that time by Pallotta. Cordero played it across. Taken by Evans. Evans turning against Nixon. Tried to play it back at the point, but that's picked off by Maialino. Maialino stick handles it in over the blue line himself. Turns, drops it back. Nice pass. Shot by Kelly goes what? Kelly goes in to get his own rebound. Plays it back at the point. Kept in. Pallotta. Back to Kelly. Kelly trying to kick it free. He does. That shot went wide. It's Matson back at the point now for New Tech. Edmonton able to bring it out. Evans gets over center, clears it in. He'll head to the bench. 3 minutes left to play. Long pass by Richardson. Finds the stick of Marr. Taken away by Edmonton. Forced back in his own end. Verdi will take it off the boards. He'll go get it himself. Stopped as he got to the blue line by MacArthur. MacArthur races up ahead. He's poke checked at the blue line. Gackel. He's opening up a little bit here. York. 19 for Edmonton. That's Doran. Ball goes high in the air out of the reach of Richardson. MacArthur. They'll try and pass it up ahead. They were looking for Crummy. Player goes down. Ball goes out of play. We'll get another whistle. 2:09 left to go. 2 20-minute periods. We're almost at the end of this first one. Just over 2 minutes to play. Livingston offside is the call. Face off will come all the way down just outside the New Tech blue line. Piscatelli out there for Edmonton. They get the ball down in deep, trying to race onto it is Brzezinski. Picking it up on the far boards, Carter Donnelly. Edmonton keep it in. Back at the point, Piscatelli. Henry. Left it there, off the boards, chopped down the floor. Can he get to it first as York? He does. York has it in the corner. Long shot, save was made. Rebound was there, put wide. Good shot by Ian Downs. Got through the traffic, good save made by Kerr. Then the rebound put wide. Shot from well out, another save by Kerr. This time he directs it up into the mesh. We had a good opening game, 2-1. Edmonton defeated Brampton. Edmonton BHC, Ball Hockey Club. And we've got a good one going here between the Edmonton Nighthawks and the new Tecumseth Xtreme. Got Alberta and Ontario going at it here in our second game. Ball bouncing high. Finally comes down. Out towards center, knocked down there by Maialino. He's knocked down. Wanted a call, doesn't get one. Isley will clear it in behind the goal. Edmonton on the forecheck. They get it out in front. Unable to pull the trigger was Darcy. Isley couldn't get it. Ball still loose in the corner. Pilata plays it around behind the goal. Nixon gets to it for New Tech up ahead. Picked off by Darcy and sent back in. Again, the ball goes up in the air. Darcy got a stick on it, knocked it into the corner. He and Nixon go in there. Nickel for New Tech plays it to an open wing. Getting to it first, McKay. Up along the boards, and getting it is Maialino as the buzzer goes to end the first period. A 1-1 tie between these two teams. We're going to take a very short break. Not a lot of time between periods, but we will step aside for just a moment. We'll be back with period number 2. And a brief intermission it is. Teams are back and ready to go again. One tie after 20 minutes. Teams exchanging power play goals in that opening stanza. So we'll get set for period number 2. And we're underway in the second period. Another close one. New Tech controlling it off the faceoff, take it back behind their own goal. Up through the middle, one off of York. He knocks it down, gets it up ahead. Hogarth, pass across, shoot, scores! And a quick goal by New Tech to start this second period, just 22 seconds in. I believe that was Carter Donnelly. Let's take a look. York was able to knock it down. Then they come 2-on-1 left all alone over here on the left. No mistake about it, goes up high into the top of the goal. And it is 2-1 for New Tech. Similar to the last game, teams were tied at 1 after 1, and then a quick goal to start the second, and that held up for the rest of the game. Will this one hold up? Ball goes up in the air, down in the corner. Edmonton come up with it, back at the point. Long shot by McKay. Did not get through, and jumping on it is Richardson. Richardson in over the blue line. He elects to shoot it. That just missed. So he fired it wide. Comes in front, tipped wide of the goal, and Edmonton right now a little too nonchalant in their own end. So I like to say they need to be more chalant. There it is again, a giveaway. And it ends up in the back of the goal. Folks, you could see it coming. Too many mistakes, too slow to move it in their own end. There's the first giveaway. And it goes behind the goal. Nobody covers the man out in front. Everybody's standing around watching. And they watch it go in the back of the goal. And as we come out of the replay, Edmonton has called a timeout, as they've given up 2 goals in the first minute, 25 seconds of the second period. But sometimes you can just sense something about to happen. And for Edmonton, it felt like something bad was about to happen. They were not taking care of things in their own end. 3-1, New Tech lead it. Badly needed timeout for the Edmonton Nighthawks. They need to regroup. It's been a rough start to this period. Back in it goes. On it first, Isley. He couldn't get it out, and coming up with the loose ball on the forecheck, New Tech. Parkin. Sitting behind the goal. There's a pretty good battle going on back there. New Tech win it, get it to the front of the goal, scramble there, and finally Edmonton able to break out. Pass by Schaufler, a little bit too far for his teammate. And back comes New Tech, stopped at the blue line. Good poke check by Deep Sangha. Turnover as it gets a little bit scrappy right now. It was a nice play by Kelly to play it to himself off the boards and get his team headed down the floor. Maialino, he lost it. Cross 4 pass taken smartly by Evans, and then he's poke checked. Nickel dropped it back. Kept in at the blue line. Good play there by Hogarth. Maialino calmly makes the pass across. Kelly faked the shot. It was blocked. Tried to come up with a rebound. Couldn't get his stick on it. It's still loose. Maialino takes his time. Fakes around a couple of defenders. Gets himself in a little bit too deep. Tried to throw it out in front. He's still got the ball. Maialino back towards the blue line as New Tech's got everybody up. Turning, firing it was Nickel. Shot went wide. Nickel has it again. Good pass. That time Maialino's shot went wide. Maialino was headed for the bench. Elected to let it go. Back to get it is Hogarth. All new tech right now. And here they come again. Ian Downs. That shot went just wide from Donnelly. And they jump on it. Forecheck is relentless right now. First to the rebound. Edmonton's legs are just really heavy right now. A lot of standing around watching. The shot went wide, comes off the end boards, and Kerr says enough of that. He'll hold on to it. New Tech gets one more. This thing could be over. Right now, Edmonton not showing any life at all. Face off again. One, the shot wide. Edmonton have it off the boards. Can't get it out. Donnelly pinned to the boards. Isley off the boards. They get it in, but can't get any control. That slipped into the New Tech bench. .26 to go, second period. New Tech with a couple of goals in the first minute 25. This second period have staked themselves to a 2-goal lead. Another face-off win for New Tech. Turning in his own end was MacArthur. He's forced back in. MacArthur on it again, hounded over on that far side by Watson. And the referee here on the near side is going to call a penalty against Edmonton. It'll be Watson high sticking Jamal Watson. Things weren't bad enough for Edmonton. Now they'll be shorthanded for the next 4 minutes on the high sticking penalty. Four minutes for high sticking to Jamal Watson of the Edmonton Nighthawks. Maialino into the high slot. Lay it off. Shot. Tip. Scores. Oh, what a beauty. Maialino to the left side in front, and it is tipped home. Look at this one. Right from the face-off. You go into the high slot, lay it off, and tipped in front, design play. He posted up there in the high slot, made the pass to the left side, and then catch the guy heading for the front of the goal. Folks, you can't do it any better than that. That was pretty. Not if you're an Edmonton fan, not so pretty, but if you're a ball hockey fan, it was. You don't have a horse in the race, as they say. You just have to admire how well that was executed. Maialino still out there. Kelly off the boards. Kerr had a little trouble handling it. It's set on the mesh. Now it's cleared. Piscatelli. He's being hounded. Nickel was closing in on him. Piscatelli had to get rid of it. Edmonton get it out. Bouncing ball right in on Richardson. He'll hold on to it. And we'll get a whistle. We're down to 14-21. A word from Napper. New Tech with control as they have taken control of this game. Travis Parkin, ball bouncing in just wide of the goal. On it first was Marr. And again, a tip pass, soft one, easily picked off. Parkin with a shot. Chance to move it out. You make that backhand pass, soft up through the middle. You're just asking for trouble. And there's a shot, and Edmonton looking tired. All New Tech here in this second period. It was tied at 1 after the first 20, but New Tech took care of business early, and they just keep coming. And again, just quicker legs, quicker feet right now. They're fresher. Another tip play in front of that, just failed to connect. That will be a flooring call against Edmonton. New Tech having their way right now, folks. It's just the way it is. Got another game coming up, scheduled for 9 o'clock local time, which is 26 minutes from now. That'll be the Vancouver Falcons taking on the Saskatoon Buffalo. Shot wide. Battle to the side of the goal. New Tech come up with it. A shot off a stick wide. Went off the Edmonton player. So the faceoff will stay in the Edmonton zone. Went off of Bowden Schaufler. Face off again in the Edmonton end. Ryan Sallows hasn't seen a lot of floor time out there now. Palata's shot was blocked, and he's got to hustle back towards his own blue line to pick it up. He's trying to get it to Sallows, goes back behind the goal. Palata to Nixon. Nixon races down the floor, goes into the corner with Schaufler. And Nixon comes up with it. Tried to jam it out in front, went off the side of the goal. Brought in by Morrison. Morrison threw it out in front, bounces around and cleared away. Will be kept in the zone though. Isley down into the corner. Ball bouncing around. Back at the point, Schaufler. That didn't get in very deep, neither did the second try. Schaufler will try it again. That one went in wide of the goal. Two players race to the boards, kept in. Shot, tipped just wide. And Nixon will slow things down as Edmonton having a pretty good shift. And Lino for Nickel. He's poke checked. On it was Brzezinski. The two number 8s go down into the corner. Brzezinski and Nickel. Brzezinski stays with it. Brzezinski. He elects to hold on to it, threw it into the middle. That was poked away. Kept in, at least momentarily, by Hamila, and then it's brought out. Maialino. He's tripped up at the blue line. Play continues on. That's kept in. Maialino's got it. Calmly across for Livingston. And played into the mesh by Hamila. 11 minutes to go in regulation time. 4-1 lead for New Tech. And there goes our camera again. It's a long time to stand there holding that camera. And our camera people, volunteers. Robin Root's doing a great job, part of the host committee here. Got a couple of other people going to help out throughout the week. And here comes New Tech again. Hogarth along the boards. He'll hold it. Hogarth back at the point. Marr, long shot. Didn't get through. Knocked down. Another shot. Another chance. Didn't get through to goal. Marr. He'll shoot it. It's deflected. This one goes out of play. Lots of chances for New Tech. They've put up 3 here in the second. Broke open what was a very close game after 20 minutes of play. Another face-off win back in the point. Shot. That didn't miss by a whole lot as MacArthur let it go. Into the slot. Shot wide as they found Ian Downs right in front of the goal. Just getting too many quality chances. And it stays in. Kept in. MacArthur. Shot saved. Ball is in behind the goaltender and sliding there just in time was Rob Gackle. That was almost 5-1. Watson plays it back to Gackle. See if we get rewarded for that good defensive play. Shot hit the crossbar. Almost rewarded. Almost unfair that that one hit the iron. Ooh, a big hit in behind. And we're going to get a penalty for checking players. Watson and one of the New Tech players jawing at each other. That was Bailey Madsen who was engaged in the conversation with Watson, and that is Carter Donnelly gone to the penalty box. So maybe a chance for Edmonton to get a little life back in their game. They trail it 4-1. They go on the power play. 9:19 is the time remaining in the second period. We play 2 20-minute periods in CBHA championships. Hamila doesn't shoot it. He will this time off a couple of sticks well wide of the goal. Back to Hamila. Shot blocked as sliding out to block it was Nixon. Blocked the shot of Morrison. Hamila with another shot. Blocked, and what a job being done here by New Tech. That last one was blocked by Cam Nickel. 3-4 times they got in the way of shot attempts by Edmonton. Nothing getting through to goal. 1:36 to go in the power play. Hamila fakes the shot and holds it. Really nowhere to go. From the other side, guess what, folks? They blocked another one. Nothing through to goal yet on this power play for Edmonton. Hamila, it's chipped, it's in, but New Tech on it first. Turn, down it goes. Return to sender. 1 minute to go in the power play. Here's Hamila. Did not get it in, and out it goes. They had some good possession early. on a half a dozen block shots by New Tech, and really nothing since. Schaufler. Piscatelli. Weak shot attempt. That went off of Brzezinski, who was standing in front, went off his shoulder into the corner. Brzezinski pokes it back to Schaufler. Schaufler. Shot. That one got through. Kicked away by Richardson. First one that got through all those New Tech players. 10 seconds to go in the man advantage. Brzezinski. Tipped wide. Taking it behind his goal is MacArthur, and that'll do it. Penalty is over. We are back to 5-on-5. Ball comes here to the near side. Schaufler dumps it in. It is still in the offensive zone, so Edmonton can stay in, but now they'll elect to change up. That'll give New Tech plenty of time as they make a few changes themselves, and they'll bring it out slowly. No rush here at all. Up 4-1. Now they'll move. Ialino, poke checked. Don't see that very often. Darcy cutting towards the goal. One hand on the stick. Backhand save made by Richardson. Schaufler. That hit Ialino. It's in. Ialino with a chance. Holds it, shoots. Blocked by Schaufler. Ialino again. A guy can stick handle in a phone booth. That is not an original saying. Of course, the younger people are saying, what the heck's a phone booth? Darcy, shot, save made by Richardson. Maybe his toughest test here in the second. Ball goes down the other end, hustling to get to it is Kelly. Back. Try and get it back to Kelly. It was stopped in front. They don't move it though, don't get it out. Kelly with another chance. This one off a stick up and out of play as that one off of Piscatelli. 5:50 left to go. Yeah, when was the last time you actually saw a phone booth? New Tech player will get waved out. In to take the face-off comes Carter Donnelly. Wins it. Shot right on goal. Blocker save made. Livingston somehow got that shot through on goal. York tried to stick handle around McKay. Had it taken away. Up ahead. Racing after it. Sanga couldn't catch up. Down the floor it goes. This one will be a flooring call against New Tech. 5:28. It's a good time to take a break. We'll be right back. Edmonton controlling it from the face-off this time. Comes back to the point. Hamila's shot right on goal. Richardson with another save. Off the boards, up ahead to Richardson, and once again, this is the second time we've seen this. We saw it in the first game as well. Defenseless player reaching back for the ball at center and just stepped into. You cannot throw that kind of check in ball hockey. That's a big time no-no. We saw a 5-minute penalty in the last one. We are likely to see the same thing again. You're frustrated. You're down 4-1. You've been outplayed, but you can't do that. Kyle Richardson being helped to his feet. He looks to be okay. Got a hit up around the mouth area. I would be very surprised if this is not 5 minutes going up on the board. They haven't posted it yet. It's only 2. I stand corrected. So they've settled that. All right, play underway. Power play for New Tech. Mylino with a shot off a stick, up and out of play. The faceoff will stay in the Edmonton end. So I'm doing a little searching here in our broadcast area, see if I have a roster for Saskatoon Buffalo. If I do, I can't find it. I do have the Vancouver Falcons. That's the game coming up next. Heads up, hits the mesh. Would have been coming our way. I would have had it. Forgot the mesh was there. I was getting ready to grab that one. All right, New Tech still on the power play. Minute 35 to go in their man advantage. Mylino with a shot towards the goal. Really more of a pass than anything, and then it's put wide. Mylino will set it up again. Mylino's got it again. Penalty coming up as the Edmonton player was tripped. His feet taken out from under him from behind. Player was reaching for the ball, but got the feet instead. Nothing intentional about it, but still a penalty. Caden Maher gone to the penalty box. So we'll go 4-on-4 with 4:19 to go here in the second period. And they only play 2 periods, plus some overtime if it's tied after the 2. This one not looking that way right now, barring big comeback by Edmonton. Mylino, stick handling in over the blue line, lays it off there on the right side for Cam Nickel. Nickel back to Mylino. He'll have a look around, gives it back to Nickel, who was cutting in front. Nickel was tripped up, no call on the play. The game seems to slow down around Justin Mylino. No panic. He's got it again. Right in front for Nickel. He threw it across. The shot went up over the top of the goal from Hogarth. Mylino seems to know where Nickel is at all times. And Mylino's going to head to the bench. 24 seconds to go in the power play. Coming off the bench was Crummy, and he was poke checked. Livingston was knocked down. Edmonton come up with it, and another penalty is being called. Tripping. This one will go against the Edmonton Nighthawks. Cameron Brzezinski. We were 4-on-4 for a little while. And Maialino had so much room to operate. That'll be 4-on-3. .309 to go. 4-on-3 power play for New Tech. They lead it by 3. Maialino hops off the bench. Says, I'd like a piece of this one, please. And coming in to take the face-off will be MacArthur. Face-off won by Edmonton. That'll give them a chance to clear it. Hamila just gets it underneath the beams in the ceiling here at Huntington Hills. That's brought in. It's onside. Edmonton down to get it. New Tech back off. Back to 4-on-4 again. Nifty little pass to Hamila. Good defensive play that time by Downs to get back and prevent Hamila from getting a good shot away. Still 4-on-4 for another 9 seconds. And New Tech will be back on the power play. And they are now 5-on-4 in favor of New Tech, leading by 3. As we close in on the 2-minute mark. Maialino, they gain the blue line, get it back to center. Maialino, great pass, sliding to break it up was Darcy at the last second. Nixon down low. Will work it back up along the boards, back to Maialino, throws it back into the corner. Nixon to Nickel. Nickel out in front, shot was looking far side, it missed. Kept in by New Tech. Nixon with a shot off the stick of Watson and wide. Penalties over, back to 5-on-5. Shot Maialino, shot, save made by Kerr. No rebound. 1:06 left to go, 3-goal lead. Looks pretty safe right now for New Tech. We go back to 5-on-5 to hopefully finish this one out. New Tech bringing it in. Marr left it for Parkin, down into the corner. Back to Parkin, down to Marr. Under a minute to play. Ball goes to the far boards. New Tech on it. Finally, Edmonton come away. Brzezinski couldn't catch up to it. Is sent back in. Schaufler. There's 22 seconds left. Edmonton still pushing. Joe Songa was tripped up down in the corner. And this time it will be a penalty to New Tech with 13.7. Bailey Watson down to the penalty box. As we wind down here in our second game. Our next game is scheduled for 9 o'clock. It'll be a little bit later. And this comes inside the goal. They score. 6.5. They score on the power play. Let's take a peek right from the face-off. Goes in behind the goal, and then there's just this little jam play out in front as they win the battle behind the goal. They haven't won too many of those. And it is knocked home to make it 4-2. Comes with just over 6 seconds to go in the game. Scheffler has it, and that'll do it. As the buzzer goes. Final score, New Tech Xtreme over the Edmonton Nighthawks by a score of 4-2. Once again, we're going to step aside and see if I can find somebody with a roster for the Saskatoon Buffalo. If anybody out in webcast land is listening, I do have the Vancouver roster. That game's coming up next. Only in just a few minutes from now, the teams, I was wondering what they would do at the end of each game. They just stand on their respective blue lines and raise their sticks in salute to each other for a fine game. So I expect that's what we will see here as well. In the meantime, as I said, we will move aside for a few minutes and get ready for that next game between the Vancouver Falcons and the Saskatoon Buffalo. Come back and join us in just a couple of minutes.